Good evening. Welcome back to the Fantasy Endgame. It's just Chris tonight. That's me. I'm Chris, in case you don't know. Pierre, unfortunately, had other things to attend to with his family. So I shouldn't say unfortunately. I mean, family is extremely important. So it will just be me tonight helping you out with all your waiver wire and trade questions. But don't worry, Pierre will be back on Saturday for our 3-hour start-sit marathon that we do every Saturday. So really quick, guys. First of all, thank you if you're here. Thank you if you're a subscriber. Thank you if you're a loyal viewer. Thank you if you're not. Just thank you for everybody. We appreciate you. I do want to go over kind of what we're going to do tonight. So tonight's show is primarily focused on waiver wires, like waiver wire pickups and trades. Obviously, most leagues, waivers do run tonight. And I find, in my experience, Tuesdays are the best day to get trades done. So if you have any waiver wire or trade questions, I will focus on those again. If you have start-sit questions, I may be able to get to some. I will do my best. But if not, we do have our Saturday 3-hour start-sit show that goes from 5 p.m. Eastern till 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join us there. Ask your start-sit questions. As for tonight, again, I'm going to try to get to as many questions as I possibly can tonight. But, guys, there's a lot of questions. There's only one of me. So if you want, you can kind of use almost like a fast pass at Disneyland, a way to get your question to the front, You can use that super chat feature. If you use the super chat feature, I will prioritize your question. I'll still take some of the non-super chat questions as we go if I see interesting ones or ones that I think a lot of people might be asking about. And then I will circle back and try to get to as many of the non-super chat questions as I can. I'm planning to be here 2 hours. Might go a little longer if we need to. We will see. Also, if you want to just support the channel or support us or also get access to cool stuff, you can become a Patreon. That's patreon.com/fantasyfootballendgame. For only $4.99, you get access to our waiver wire pickups, our weekly rankings. Plus, you can join us Sunday morning, 2 hours before kickoff, where we do a Patreon-only show. We have the latest news, the latest who's in, who's out, help you set those winning lineups, make those crucial decisions to get that W. And again, $4.99 gets you access to all that for the entire month. So if you want to support us and get all that great stuff, check it out, patreon.com/fantasyfootballendgame. We appreciate it. Now, I get it. Not everybody can do the super chat. Not everybody can do the Patreon. Totally understandable. We have free options as well. Obviously, here you can just ask a question for free, and I will do my best to get to it. Or you can join our Discord server, which is amazing. It has to be the best Discord server on the internet. I just can't believe there's a better Discord server than ours. And that has nothing to do with Pierre and I. It has to do with all the people in our Discord server. So you can check that out. The link is below. The link is in all our videos. It's like a weird link. I can't just give you the link like I can for the Patreon. But check it out. It takes like a minute to download, a minute to sign up. You're in. You can ask start-sit questions, waiver wire, trades, anything. Game day is awesome. We're in there chatting it up. You know, when people making plays, whatever's going on, it's a ton of fun. Check it out. That's another free option. And then again, don't forget, we have our start-sit show on Saturday plus tonight. Now, a couple quick things. As you can see, we have a new sponsor, Manscaped. If you were here with us last week, we kind of broke the news about our Manscaped sponsorship. It's great products. They've got grooming products for men. So like beard trimmers, body hair trimmers, oils, stuff like that for your skin. A lot of great stuff. And because we're sponsored by Manscaped, we're able to give you a 20% off discount plus free shipping. That's pretty cool. 20% off and free shipping. Just go to manscaped.com, use code ENDGAME, and you'll get access to that. So, yeah, I highly recommend it. I use them. They're great products. Everything's great that I've tried so far from them. Highly recommend it. So, check it out. Get yourself something, a little early Christmas present, whatever you want. Use that promo code. And then lastly, if it's your first time here or you just haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. I think I got everything out of the way. So let's jump right into it again, guys. Like I said, I'm going to be here for at least 2 hours. Maybe we'll go longer. We'll see how it's going. And I am going to prioritize the super chat questions again, but you know, I will circle back around and I will take some non-super chats as we go, but super chat got to get to the front of the line. But real quick, so Gary asked this question. He was on here before the show even started, so I'm going to get to his question really quick. Great show. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it. He's got a burning trade question. He's got Kareem Hunt, and he's got a trade offer to get Jeff Wilson. Do I do the trade? I'm taking Jeff Wilson. Look, Hunt, high-end handcuff right now. One of the most valuable handcuffs in fantasy, right? Because if Nick Chubb goes down, we know Kareem Hunt is walking into a workhorse role behind one of the best offensive lines, one of the best running situations in football. But that's all he is right now. Jeff Wilson looks like he may be the lead back in Miami, and it may be as early as this week. So a lot of value for Jeff Wilson. I'm taking Jeff Wilson. So, Gary, appreciate it. Appreciate you being on here early, getting your question in. And then Sun AAA with the Super Chat was also here early. So thank you, Sun AAA. Good to see you. Now, okay, I did say I'm not going to do any start-sit questions, but since you Super Chatted, I will do it. But again, guys, tonight I really want to focus on waiver wire and trade questions. So I may skip over your start-sit question, but again, we do 3 hours on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join us for that, for the start-sit. And, of course, you can join the Patreon and get access Sunday morning right before kickoff. But anyways, so he needs to flex this week. Mooney or Pickens in half PPR. I mean, I kind of like Pickens this week. He's got sneaky upside. It's a good matchup. We're not sure if Lattimore will be back yet. That could definitely change things. But Mooney's in a great spot this week. He's been getting more targets. The whole offense is better. Justin Fields is better. I think I'm going to go Mooney this week. But it's close, but I'm going to go Mooney. And yes, done with CEH. I am done with CEH as well. All right, Seba-san, what is up? Always on here with us. Let me see if I can find your question. Appreciate you. Here it is. Okay, who do you think is the best defense? Okay, well, I'm going to be honest. I'm not a kicker guy at all. I don't even know. I couldn't even name 5 kickers probably. I'll tell you, I have Ryan Suckup. I only have 2 leagues where I play kickers, and I have Ryan Suckup in 1 league, and that is only because our Patreons told me to pick him up, and I just play him every week. So I'm probably not the best guy to ask for a kicker. Defense-wise, I'll say my favorites that I think are probably widely available on the waiver wire are the Giants, going up against Houston, the Titans, going up against, it's a terrible team, and I should be able to think about, Denver, going up against Denver. But then I also like Denver on the other side against the Titans. So those are the 3 kind of defenses that I think are out there on a lot of waiver wires that I think will be good this week. And I'm just going to say right now, I never bid on defenses or kickers. I will just load them up in the order I like them. Like I'll even tell you in my one, I only have 2 leagues where we do have defenses, and I have the Patriots defense. So of course I have to drop them because they're on bye. And right now I'll tell you, this is what I have: the Giants queued up, then the Titans, and then the Broncos. So there you go. And I just have them queued up. All $0 bids, whichever one I get, I get. I'm not going to waste fab on a defense, personally, or a kicker. All right, you're 8-1. Congrats, Pitzer Everett. This is really close. I mean, if Keenan is out again, it's not a great matchup against the Niners. I think I probably still go Everett. I know Pitts has a higher ceiling, but man, we've seen it with Mariota. Like a lot of meat left on the bone with Mariota. So I probably still go Everett. And then Mostert or Devontae. I think you got to go Devontae with it looks like Jeff Wilson's going to be the 1A there. I know it's a good matchup, but I don't know if there's going to be enough for Mostert. It's a great matchup for Devontae too, so I'm going to go Devontae. So appreciate that. Hope that helped you out there. All right, Michael Barton. Do you think Odell will hurt CeeDee Lamb production? Not at all. Not at all. I mean, remember when the Rams traded for Odell last year, and Odell was healthy at that time, or healthier, and it didn't hurt Cooper Kupp's production at all. So I'm not worried about Odell hurting CeeDee Lamb's production. If this even happens, if the Cowboys even do get Odell, it's probably going to hurt Michael Gallup because they kind of have the same role, right? Odell more of like that vertical guy, more the X receiver, where CD plays a lot in the slot. So I'm not worried about CD, even if the Cowboys do, bring in Odell, which I still don't think is going to happen. All right, Sebasan again. I don't know if you have a different question or what. Okay, maybe this is it. Can I drop Brian Robinson? Yes. I dropped him, I think, like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't regretted it. You can absolutely drop Brian Robinson if there's somebody worth adding. No doubt about it. You can drop him. And I have not regretted it. All right, Smooth Criminal Entertainment. What is up? 7-2. Nice job. Well done. Gotta like that. Got Mahomes and Watson. Okay, I guess you're stashing. I mean, okay. I mean, I don't know why you're stashing Watson when you got Mahomes, but okay. Got JT, Hunt, Algier, Jalen Warren. Okay, little hurting at running back for sure. Adams, St. Brown, Chase, Boyd, Pickens. Okay, so you're pretty solid at wide receiver, especially when Chase comes back. Higbee. Should I trade Mahomes for Walker and Chuba? Man. So I want to say yes to this because you do need a running back. Like, you badly need a running back. Like, not sure JT's coming back this year, and even if he is, what are we getting? Kareem Hunt, Algier, like, they're fine, but Warren, I mean, I don't know. There's some talk that maybe Warren will take over, but we'll see. But man, I mean, like, my question would be, who are you going to pick up off the waiver wire? Obviously, you can't play Watson yet for at least till week 13, right? So 4 weeks without Watson. Like, who would you play off the waiver wire for the next 4 weeks? I mean, and Chuba to me is like, I don't see anything happening for Chuba. Even that first game, he only had like 9 carries and 3 targets or something. So, man, I mean, it really comes down to who's on the, like, who would you be streaming? Like, do you have a chance to get Justin Fields? You know, are there still like decent quarterbacks on the waiver wire or not? I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're 7-2. Man, it's just tough to give up Mahomes because he's been so good, and there's just not a lot of good quarterbacks this year. So I think I hold, honestly. As much as I like Walker and as good as he's been, I think I got to hold. Which I normally don't say that, but just quarterback has been so bad this year out of like the elite guys. All right, D-Rock Music, what is up? Would you trade Kelsey and Walker for Kupp? Ooh. Okay, this is going to come down to who is your tight end going to be in place of Kelsey. Like, are you going to have to go to the waiver wire and get, Cole Kmet or, I don't know, somebody like that, Robert Tonyan, like somebody like that? Or, is there an Njoku sitting on your waiver wire? Is there an Everett sitting on your waiver wire? Is there a Dulcich still sitting on your waiver wire? Like, if one of those guys are sitting on your waiver wire, or maybe you drafted Kelsey and Goddard or Kelsey and Ertz, something like that, then I'd say I'd probably do it, for the wide receiver upgrade. I'm assuming if you're trading Walker, you're probably one of these teams. Like, I see a lot of these teams where they have, like, let's say, they went CMC, Saquon in the first 2 rounds, and then you got Walker off the waiver wire, or you drafted him late. So if you're like one of those type of teams where Walker is your RB3 and you have a decent replacement for Kelsey, then I would definitely do it. But if Walker's your RB2 or your RB1 and you're going to be, having to play, like I said, like Robert Tonyan at tight end, and, now you're going to play Tyler Algier as your RB2 or something, I might not do it then. So, all right, so here we go. Bez 787. Here it is. Any truth to Warren starting in week 10? I mean, we don't know. We're not in there. We should know more as the week goes on, because we should get reports about which guy is practicing with the starting lineup more often. I mean, I definitely think it's a possibility. And this is why, like, I don't know if you guys, hopefully you watch my buy low videos, but this is why I keep talking about Rachaad White. This is a very similar situation, right? You have a running back who's the lead back, who's playing terribly. Najee Harris, Leonard Fournette. You have a rookie who's looked pretty good. He's looked better than the guy there, because let's be honest, the last 3 weeks, Rachaad White has been better than Leonard Fournette. Just look at those yards per carries. He's been much better. Coming out of the bye, I talk about that post-bye week bump for rookies, because coaches sit down during the bye, say, what do we need to do? What do we need to fix? Maybe Tomlin and the offensive staff sat down and said, look, Najee's not cutting it. Let's give the rookie a chance. Maybe the Bucs sit down and say, Leonard Fournette's not cutting it. Let's give the rookie a chance. So I can't sit here and say that there's truth to it yet. Just got to pay attention to the practice reports, see if we can have some idea about who's getting more run with the starters. But I certainly think it's a possibility. Like, it wouldn't shock me. At this point. All right, Michael, again, thank you. How do you feel about Josh Jacobs still start? Oh, definitely still start him. I don't know if you watched my panic video or my buy low. I had him in the panic, but I said, look, I'm not panicking on Josh Jacobs. Like, look, if it happens again this week, then we can start panicking. But right now I'm not panicking. And he was also in my buy low because people are starting to panic on him, and that's a good time to pounce. So definitely starting Josh Jacobs this week. No doubt about it for me. Kyle Burks, what's up? Good to see you. Trade Christian Kirk for Hunt. Nah, I can't do that because, again, Hunt, nothing more than a high-end handcuff right now. We can't bank on the fact that coming out of the bye, they're going to give him more work. Just can't bank on that. And I know Christian Kirk's been very up and down this year, but when he's up, he's really up, and he really helps your team, win that week. So I got to keep Christian Kirk here. Got to keep Christian Kirk. All right, Byzinski, what's up? Feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, buddy. All right, PPR needs 2 between Pierce, CD, and Palmer and Kenneth Walker. Oh, man. Well, I'm going to have to bench Pierce and Palmer here. Palmer in a tough spot against 49ers. I know there was a stretch there where they were pretty bad against wide receivers, but they're getting healthier coming out of the bye. I think that defense will be better. I do like Pierce, but we saw it last week. Like, he doesn't have a huge pass catching upside, and he'll get tons of touches and get yards, but more of a floor guy. In PPR, I got to go with CD, and Kenneth Walker right now is an every week must start running, but you can't bench Kenneth Walker right now. So I'm going CD and Walker, but of course things could change. So join us on Saturday, see if things haven't changed, but that's where I'm going right now on a Tuesday. All right, Caden Bruja, thank you so much. Who should I get for Etienne if I need a wide receiver? If I'm trading Etienne, I'm getting a very, very good wide receiver. Like, we're talking, you're not going to get Jefferson or Kupp for him, or Tyreek Hill, but I better be getting like Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins, CeeDee Lamb, one of those guys. Like, it better be a top 10 Devontae Adams. It better be a top 10 wide receiver. I'm not trading Etienne for anything less than a top 10 wide receiver, because Etienne looks like a top 10 running back rest of the season, and that's insanely valuable right now, insanely valuable. So make sure it's a good return for Etienne. All right, Joseph, what is up? One of our patrons, appreciate it. We'll see you Sunday morning. Probably see you on Saturday during the show as well. One of our biggest supporters. Trade Hunt and Lazard for Jay Williams. Is that Jamal Williams? Jamal Williams? I got to assume it's Jamal Williams. I can't think of any other. Javante's out, so I got to think it's that's too much for Jamal. Too much. I mean, Lazard. I think Lazard's going to be great this week, and maybe for the foreseeable future. We got Romeo Doubs has a high ankle sprain. He's probably going to miss at least 4 weeks. Christian Watson always banged up. Sammy Watkins is terrible. He's all Aaron Rodgers has, and that's valuable. And we know he can score touchdowns. Now, granted, Hunt doesn't have a lot of value, but look at Jamal last week. 10 points? Because Jamal doesn't score. You don't get a whole lot from Jamal, and Swift is only going to get, hopefully, more healthy here. So I think that's a big time overpay for Jamal Williams. So I'm not doing that. I'd rather just play Hunt as my RB2, honestly. All right, RJ, what is up? Good evening. Good evening. Wide receivers are Godwin, Keenan, Allen. Who am I not? Allen Lazard, maybe? Jamar Chase, CD, Palmer, 6-3 in a 6-man team, a 6-man league. Oh, man. Yeah, you definitely need better wide receivers, isn't this? I mean, you got Jamar and CD, but I don't know who your running backs are, but I'd be looking to maybe package a running back with maybe if you can get a real stud wide receiver in return, like if you could package a running back and Jamar Chase and get like a Stephon Diggs or a Devontae Adams, I'd be okay moving Jamar Chase in that scenario because we don't really know what his timeline is going to be. Or you can even package a running back with like Chris Godwin and try to get an upgrade there. Try to get like one of those top 10 guys I just talked about. You have CD, but maybe like a T. Higgins, although he is on bye this week, but you're 6-3. A T. Higgins, a Mike Evans, somebody like that. One of those kind of guys, maybe a Jalen Waddle, that type of thing. Hopefully that helped you out. Appreciate it. All right, Javier Reza. Hey, man. What's up, man? Should I trade Etienne and Ayuk for Tyreek if I have Mixon and Kamara but no wide receivers? Yeah, again, if I'm going to trade Etienne, I'm getting a bona fide stud, and Tyreek is a bona fide stud. Ayuk, okay, yeah, he's solid, he's serviceable, but if you need wide receiver here and you got Mixon and Kamara, I think it's okay. I think Tyreek for Etienne and Ayuk more than fair. So yes, I would do this deal in your case, definitely. Appreciate that. All right, let's keep it moving. Michael Fawcett, what's up? Another Patreon. Appreciate you. My league sucks. Nobody will trade me a running back. Yep, I'm in many of those leagues. I shouldn't say many, but I'm in one or two. He's got Mostert or Connor to be my running back too. Am I screwed? I don't think you're screwed. I mean, Connor at least, like, look at the running back landscape. You get to about running back like 13, 14 maybe, and then it's just a wasteland after that. You're just talking about a bunch of guys that could maybe score a touchdown, could maybe catch some passes. So I wouldn't say you're screwed. I think Connor is at least serviceable as an RB2, and who knows? Maybe Mostert will still be the guy. I don't think so, but you never know. I don't think you're screwed, though. Just keep working the waiver wire. Grab those handcuffs that can pan out. We're going to have way more of these handcuff running backs jump up and be league winners down the stretch. It happens every year. Just keep working that waiver wire. Keep working it. Byzinski, oops, I meant Pierce or Palmer. Let me scroll back. I don't really remember what you asked. PPR need two. Pierce. Oh, instead of CD, it's or Palmer. So Pierce, Palmer, or Kenneth Walker. Is that what you're saying? If so, I'm going Pierce and Walker. Even though it is PPR, Josh Palmer is in a tough matchup this week. Don't love him as much as I loved him last week. I think he's fine, but I'd rather have Pierce and Kenneth Walker. All right, Piano Man, is Olave and JT good enough offer to get Chase? Right now, it might be because Olave's been playing great. I mean, well, I don't know because maybe Olave and JT is not enough. Maybe if you have another running back who's actually scoring fantasy points and isn't injured, because really the Chase guy might only be getting Olave here, and that's probably not enough. So, I mean, if you have somebody like Jamal Williams or I don't know, I'm just trying to think of like these serviceable, like Jeff Wilson, like somebody like that you probably aren't ever going to play as a running back. I think that's fair because people do get impatient. We don't know when Chase is coming back. Olave and JT probably not going to get it done unless JT comes back this week. Then it might work, but I don't expect JT back this week. I honestly don't expect him back this season, but you never know. All right, Joe again. So Herbert or Hunt in the RB2 spot this week. I will go Herbert. It's the Lions. I mean, it's the Lions. One of the worst run defenses. There should be enough here for Herbert this week. He can always score. Hunt, just too much of an unknown with what his usage will be. I would go Herbert over Hunt, definitely. And you know what? Honestly, I don't have Herbert any higher than Jamal Williams this week. Like they'd be like the same guy for me. In fact, if you watch our running back start sit video, which will drop right after I'm done here, I have both Jamal and Herbert as guys like, hey, they're in good matchups. If you need him, you can start him this week. Like, so to me, they're kind of like the same touchdown upside guys. I would just start Herbert and I would hold on to Lazard because I really do like Lazard this week and going forward. All right, Michael Barton again. Thank you. So who would you start would you start Jeff Wilson in the flex? Yeah, I like Jeff Wilson a lot this week. If you watch our video tonight, I've got him as a start this week. It's a great matchup against the Browns. I think I'm not going to say he like takes over the backfield completely, but I can see him getting double-digit carries, 3+ targets, and against the Browns, that should be more than enough. So, yeah, definitely flex him. All right, Ed OLED, I think. What's up, Chris? What's up, Ed OLED? Waiver wire trade questions for tight end. Nice. All right. Trade Higbee and Brandon Cooks for Ingram and Pickens. I definitely do that. I know Ingram was bad last week, and he did get banged up, so I don't know. Maybe he'll miss a game or two, but Higbee not doing anything. And Brandon Cooks, I mean, you got to give up on Brandon Cooks. At least Pickens has potential upside coming out of the bye. No Chase Claypool. We could see more George Pickens. And the Steelers, so they get the Saints this week. Then I think they have like 2 tough matchups, and then they get a really easy schedule all the way up till week 17. So I would definitely take Ingram and Pickens on that one. And then pick up Dulcich, Semet, or Ott in rest of the season. I got to go Dulcich. I know Komet has been great the last 2 weeks, but it's all touchdowns. Like, that's going to dry up eventually, probably. don't mind Otten, but there's always a chance that Brate comes back. Dulcich is the guy there. He gives you such a high floor. Like any tight end giving me double-digit points week in and week out, to me, I'm just taking that guy and putting him in my lineup. So I'll go with Dulcich. So appreciate that. Thank you. All right, Kyle Burks again. What can I get for JT in a trade before? Well, yeah, you gotta. Not a lot. Not a lot, to be honest. I mean, every week that goes by where he doesn't play and the Colts are they bench Matt Ryan for a quarterback that shouldn't be playing in the NFL. They fire their head coach. They bring in Jeff Saturday, who's only coached in high school, and then they elevate not even like an assistant coach. They elevate like the assistant to the quarterback's coach. Like they elevated Dwight Schrute, right? Like the assistant to the assistant manager or whatever. The assistant to whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You watch The Office. Great show. But anyways, they're in full-on give-up mode this year. It doesn't really make sense to even bring JT back. Like, why? Why put the wear and tear on him? You need him next year. So I would take almost anything. Just go look on people's benches. I would just go through my entire league, look at everybody's bench. If there's a player on there who's decent, somebody you could start like in a buy or in a pinch, just send out an offer for him and hopefully somebody bites. But that's really all you can do right now, sadly. All right, Joe Castles, what's up? Good to see you. Another Patreon. Appreciate you. Trade Evans for Hopkins or Waddle. Well, I would absolutely prefer Waddle. Look, I think we got a little too carried away with DeAndre Hopkins after those first two games. Like, he was going to score, he's going to average 25 fantasy points the rest of the season and get a 50% target share. Yeah, things tend to like normalize here. And also, let's not forget Marquise Brown probably coming back this year. Waddle has been awesome. I mean, nothing not to like about Waddle other than that playoff schedule, but still, I'll take my chances. If I can get Waddle for Evans, I'm doing that. I like Evans, but I have Waddle a little bit higher than Evans. So yeah, I do that. Not for Hopkins though. I'll only do it for Waddle. Hopkins, I'd rather just keep Evans. All right, King Dub, thank you. Have CMC and Kamara at running back. My wide receiver one is Pittman. Yeah, brutal. I mean, brutal turn of events for Pittman. Like, yeah, just terrible luck that he's gotten thrown into this situation. I mean, yeah, not good. Not good. If Pittman's your wide receiver one, that's not good. Hopefully you have somebody on your bench who you can plug in. I don't know what your running back, depth looks like. I don't know. You might have to make a trade. You might have to trade Alvin Kamara for a wide receiver and deal with it at running back, depending on what you have. But yeah, thoughts are not good. You need a way, way, way better wide receiver one, sadly. All right, Ralphie. What's up, Ralphie? Saquon, Walker, Jacobs, Foreman, and Olave. So, okay, nice running backs. Olave, Kirk, Ayuk, Moore. Okay. Trade Jacobs for Waddle. Yeah, I'm doing that because you got Saquon, Walker. You need wide receiver help. I love Olave, but he's not really like a fantasy wide receiver one, alpha wide receiver. Same with Kirk, same with Ayuk. Waddle gives you a big upgrade at wide receiver. And, I don't want to trade Jacobs, but if I'm going to get Jalen Waddle, I'll trade Jacobs, especially when you got Saquon and Walker. So, yes, I do that. No, I don't think that team needs a running back. I think you need the wide receiver. So if you can get Waddle for Jacob, you're saying the other team needs a running back. Yeah, no, I do that because your team needs a wide receiver. This is a great trade for both sides. This is what fantasy trades should be. Both teams win. Great trade here. I definitely do it. So good job there. Good work there. All right, Byzinski again. Kirk or Dak, 6-point pass touchdown. I think I got to go Dak this week. It's not a great matchup for Dak, but it's not a great matchup for Kirk on the road in Buffalo. Like, not loving that. I'm gonna go with Dak here. Not super high on either of these guys this week, but I got to go with Dak. All right, Ali H. Not sure which way you pronounce it. Apologies for whichever one was wrong. What's up? Great show as always. Thank you. Appreciate it. Please pick 4 in full PPR. Devonta Smith, Gabe Davis, Sutton, Mostert, Pollard, or Dillon. Okay, I'm going to say I got to roll Sutton. It's a great matchup against Tennessee. I think people are a little too down on Sutton right now. I think he'll have a good bounce-back week this week against Tennessee. Gabe has week-winning upside, and against the Vikings, he could – I mean, obviously, if Josh Allen plays, of course. Then Gabe Davis, because against the Vikings, I think he can hit on that home run. I mean, Dillon is interesting, but only if Aaron Jones is completely out. And even then, it's not a great matchup against the Cowboys. Mostert, worried about Wilson. I do like Pollard this week, and I do like Smith. So I think I'm going to go Smith, Davis, Sutton, and Pollard. But that could change if Aaron Jones is completely ruled out or if Josh Allen somehow misses the game. But as of now, on a Tuesday, this is why we do our start-sit show on Thursday or Saturday, because we have more information. But as of now, on a Tuesday, I'm going Smith, Davis, Sutton, and Pollard. Thank you for that. Appreciate it, by the way. Is this a buy low on Allen or something to panic? I assume you mean Josh Allen. Definitely a buy low. Like if you can buy low on Josh Allen right now, buy low on Josh Allen because, I mean, okay, maybe he misses a couple weeks. Maybe he's not the same guy for a few weeks. But look, when he gets healthy right before the fantasy playoffs, we know what he can do with his legs. We know what he can do with his arm. He has so much weekly upside. If you can buy low on Allen, absolutely buy low on Allen right now. Definitely. No doubt about it. All right, so it looks like I'm already caught up on the Super Chats. Nice. All right. It goes a lot quicker when there's just one of me. So let's start trying to cycle through here. And we will get to some of the non-Super Chats. All right, so Danny Morales, what can I trade for Kamara? So you're trying to get Kamara. So I'd be looking at a high-end wide receiver 2 type. So think about like a Amon-Ra St. Brown. Who are some other guys kind of in that range? Like, let me think. I always have trouble thinking like off the top of my head here, but like Amon-Ra St. Brown comes to mind. Maybe like a Deebo Samuel. Of course, he's coming off the bye and injury, so his value is a little low. Let me see here. So I'd be looking at guys like maybe Olave, maybe DK Metcalf, maybe Juju, maybe Brandon Ayuk. I don't know if anybody's doing it for Brandon Ayuk. St. Brown, like I said. Guys like that, like guys who are like solid, upside wide receiver 2s, but not a bona fide. If somebody wants my wide receiver 1, no, it's too much for Kamara. Because we saw last night, like Kamara has not been very good this year outside of that game where he scored 3 touchdowns. He's been okay, but he hasn't been like a world beater. So I'm not giving up, a stud wide receiver. So guys like that would be what I'd be looking for, or looking to give up at least. All right, we did get another super chat from Vic TX361. Thank you so much. Full PPR. We got Murray, Henry, McCaffrey, James Robinson, DJ Moore, Palmer, Lamb, Cook, Sutton, Hollywood Brown, Kittle, Ertz. Need to upgrade a wide receiver. Thinking maybe package Henry and someone for Etienne Hopkins. I mean, if you can give up Henry and get Etienne Hopkins, I do that. Probably gonna have to be looking at giving up. I mean, maybe somebody's high on DJ Moore. Maybe somebody's still high on Sutton, but probably not. I mean, I would try Henry and DJ Moore because DJ Moore's coming. I know he had a down game last week, but he's coming off some big games. I don't know if that's going to be enough for Etienne Hopkins, though. Cooks has been bad. Hollywood's hurt. Sutton's been bad. I don't really want to give up Henry and Lamb to get Etienne and Hopkins. Like, I think that's a little too much. So, I mean, maybe Palmer. I don't know. He's coming off a big game. Maybe somebody's sold on Palmer, but I'm guessing that won't be enough. But I would try it. I would try Henry. Or you know what? Maybe the person needs a tight end. Maybe the guy needs a tight end. Maybe he's deep at wide receiver. He needs a tight end. Offer him Kittle. Offer him Ertz. And roll with the other one. That's what I'd be trying to do. So you could try like Henry and DJ Moore. Maybe Henry and Sutton. Maybe Henry and Palmer. Not sure it'll work. Or if he needs a tight end, if he's rolling out some crappy tight end every week, offer him Henry and Kittle. Offer him Henry and Ertz. See what happens. You never know. But not sure it'll be enough, to be honest. Not sure it will be enough. All right. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right. Let's keep going. Oh, so, okay, see, man, what can you get? So, okay, same thing. I mean, look, if you can get a stud wide receiver like a T. Higgins, a CeeDee Lamb, somebody like that, do it. You never know how people value Kamara, but my guess is you're going to probably be looking at, like I said, like the Amon-Ra St. Browns, the It shows you how bad my memory is. I got to go look again. The DK Metcalfs, the Chris Olaves, guys like that, like high-end wide receiver twos. All right, let's see here. Again, guys, if I see a start sit question, I'm going to skip it because I am trying to do waiver wire and trades tonight. Again, you can join us on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern, 3 hours, start sit questions all night long. What's up, Johnny? Hashtag fantasy endgame. I like it. All right, so here's a waiver wire question from Off the Chain. Pickens or Marshall Jr.? I want Pickens. I'm not sold on Terrace Marshall. I know he's had some nice games here, but look, he's still stuck with PJ Walker or Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold. I think he'll have a nice game this week again because it's the Falcons again, but you're not going to want to start him in tough matchups. Pickens has that potential to be a second half, breakout rookie. They have a really soft schedule. I'm going Pickens. All right, let's see. Austin, trade Keenan Allen away or hold out for his return. Well, how long are we going to be holding out for? If you could trade Keenan Allen away right now, do it. I mean, don't go, don't get lowballed for him. But if you could trade him away, I think you got to do it. Like, I just can't bank on Keenan Allen at this point. And when he comes back, how healthy is he going to be? And how is he going to stay healthy? Like, he's 30 plus years old. He's 30 years old. Like, yeah, if you could trade him, do it. But make sure you get something decent in return. Don't get lowballed like, a handcuffed running back or something. All right, so Michael asking to pick up for Burrow, Mariota, or Dalton. I'm going to go Mariota. Like, we see it with Dalton. Dalton just doesn't have – I mean, unless Dalton throws 2 pick sixes again like he did against the Cardinals, just no real ceiling for Dalton. At least Mariota can run, can always score a touchdown. I'm going Mariota between those two. All right, Blake Gould is Olave and Jefferson for Cooper and Chase fair. It's a huge overpay from the Olave and Jefferson side. I would much prefer Olave and Jefferson over Cooper and Chase. Even if Chase is healthy, I would still prefer the Olave and Jefferson side. So I think it's an overpay. Now, if you're getting Olave and Jefferson, take it. But I think it's an overpay. I'd prefer the Jefferson and Olave side right now. All right, and then we did get another couple super chats here. Let me get to those real quick. Anthony Summer, should I start Sutton or Ertz? I got to start Sutton. If he does terrible again this week, okay, we can start panicking, but it's Tennessee. They're one of the worst against wide receivers. Russell Wilson actually looked halfway decent before the bye. I think they'll be better coming out of the bye. I'm going Sutton over Ertz. And then Rob, thank you so much. Diggs or Jet rest of the season, worried about Allen. I mean, I get it. Like, this is so close. I don't know if you watched our top 10 wide receiver rankings, but I have these guys 1, 2. Right? I had Diggs 1, Jet 2nd. So if you just want to, not have to stress about Josh Allen, sure. Take Jefferson. Don't worry about it. It's my 1 and my 2. So, yeah, you're good either way. Take Jefferson and don't have to stress about Josh Allen, I guess. It's fine either way. They're both going to be great. Assuming Josh Allen is healthy, of course. All right, Luis Ortiz, thank you so much. Trade Swift for Jacobs. I think right now you got to take Jacobs. I mean, I do think Swift will get healthy and he will get better, but man, there's no risk for that with Jacobs. He's getting all the touches there. He still looks good. I think he'll be better. I think at this moment, I'm taking Jacobs over Swift. So, yes, I do that, and I take Jacobs. Oops. And then Michael, thank you so much. Diggs for Goodwin, and Jonathan Taylor. No. I mean, if you're getting Diggs, take that and run. And I don't know if you meant Marquise Goodwin or Chris Godwin, but either way, Diggs side by a mile here. So if you're getting Diggs, if somebody has sent you this trade and you're looking at your phone, hit accept button right now as fast as you can before they figure out what a mistake it is. If you're going to send this, don't send it. If you sent it, please cancel it. Keep Diggs. Diggs for sure in that one. Thank you for that, by the way. All right, Scott Wood, trade Amari and Walker for D-Hop and St. Brown. I can't do this. This is too much. I mean, Amari has been great. I don't know why people are so low on Amari. Like, he's got like 3 really bad games, and every other game has been great. Walker has been phenomenal. He looks like an absolute league winner, top 10 rest of the season running back. Yeah, I like D-Hop and I like St. Brown, but I don't even know if I like D-Hop or St. Brown more than Amari. I mean, they're all kind of like, they're all similar. They're all those high-end wide receiver 2s with weekly upside, but you're giving up a top 10 running back. I think it's too much. So I want the Amari and Walker side. I don't know which side you're taking, but I want the Amari and Walker side definitely here. All right, appreciate that, Scott. Appreciate you guys. Let's get back up to the top here. Here we go. All right, let's see. Where were we? Here we go. So Carlos Nunez asking, is Otton legit for the playoffs? I mean, it depends. It depends on Cameron Brate. If Cameron Brate never gets healthy and never comes back, then yeah, he'll be legit. But I do worry that Cameron Brate at some point will get healthy and play again. So I'm not going to say, like, that's so far out and there's such risk of Brate coming back. I'm not going to say he's legit now, but I mean, ride him while you can. And if Brate comes back, then you might have to go back to the waiver wire and get a different tight end. So kind of how the tight end position works, unfortunately. Yeah, this was like the most predictable outcome ever, right? Like 35-year-old Deshaun Jackson, everybody going crazy for him. He caught like one pass, and then like in the third quarter, they're like, yeah, he's not going to come back. He's out with a hamstring injury. It's like, yeah, no kidding. 35 years old. Like I know what old hamstrings feel like. Like, it's, and plus, like, oh, come on. You're asking this guy to play like an NFL game. That's a different level. So, yeah. All right, Stanley, should I pick up Justin Fields and start him over Dak Prescott? I would this week. I would start him over Dak this week, definitely. Dak doesn't have a great matchup against Packers. They have a good secondary. Gotta love Fields against the Lions this week. I would definitely pick up Fields if you can and start him over Dak this week. All right, we got some more super chats here. All right, NYC Raider, Henry, Sanders, Zeke, Adams, Claypool, Marshall, Campbell, Carter, Dulcich, Higbee. Who would you flip and for who? Desperate at wide receiver. Okay. So you got Henry, Sanders, Zeke, Adams, Claypool. Yeah, you're definitely desperate at wide receiver. Man. Yeah, the problem is you don't have a lot. I mean, maybe. Oh, man. I mean, geez. This is tough because you don't really want to trade Henry. Like, you don't really want to trade Sanders and have to lean on Zeke every week, but Zeke isn't really going to get you a lot. I mean, yeah, this is tough. This is definitely a tough spot, no doubt about it. Man, I mean, maybe you can trade Zeke for maybe like an Alan Lazard or something like that if the guy needs a running back, somebody like that. But I just don't like, yeah, it's tough because you don't really, not a lot you can do. You can't really, you don't want to trade Henry because he's your only like stud running back. Sanders is fine as an RB2. Yeah, I'd be looking to maybe try to trade Zeke for, yeah, like an Alan Lazard. You know, maybe a Garrett Wilson. Maybe people aren't quite sold on Garrett Wilson yet. Something like that, like a wide receiver 3 with some decent upside. That's what I'd be looking to do. But yeah, this is a tough spot for sure. All right, Luis Ortiz again. Thank you. Drop Fournette and pick up Rachaad White. No, I don't think you can drop Fournette for Rachaad White. You got to hold Fournette. He's still the lead back there. He's still getting more of the touches. He's still getting the receptions. He still has chances to score. You got to hold Fournette for now. Hopefully, there's somebody else you can drop for Rachaad White, but not Leonard Fournette. All right, Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields. Who should I start? Well, this week you don't have to worry about it because Lamar's on bye. You can start Justin Fields. Easy. But going forward, I still got to start Lamar Jackson. I mean, Lamar Jackson runs all over the field. He'll have Andrews back. I still got to go Lamar Jackson. I'm not ready to put Justin Fields that high yet. I still got to go Lamar. But this week, obviously, you're going to go Fields because Lamar is on bye. All right, Joel Bolin. Pickens or Garrett Wilson rest season? I like both these guys, but I gotta go Garrett Wilson. Look, with this whole Elijah Moore thing, you know, where he wants to be traded and they're not going to trade him, they're just going to make him sit there and pout. Garrett Wilson is getting a ton of snaps, a ton of targets, a huge target share. Got to feel better about Garrett Wilson right now. He doesn't have competition, from Deontay Johnson or Pat Freiermuth. Like Pickens. I think Pickens will be good second half, but I got to put Wilson ahead of him. Good question, though. Thank you. Appreciate it. Kirk, thoughts on JT rest season? I mean, yeah, I've talked about him a couple times tonight. My thoughts are, could he come back? Sure. Will he come back? I don't know. I think it's probably 50-50 right now because, again, this team is in full-on give-up tank mode. That is obvious. So why would you bring back your 24-year-old stud running back to put more wear and tear on him when you're just trying to lose games anyways? It's kind of like what we saw with Christian McCaffrey the last couple of years, right? That the Panthers would put him on IR. Oh, maybe he's going to come back. Maybe he's going to come back, and then they would just shut him down. I think we're going to see the same thing from Jonathan Taylor. I think we're going to see every week, not practicing, he's out. Not practicing, he's out. And then week 13, week 14 or something, they shut him down. That's my thoughts. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? With Jim Irsay is crazy. He'll do anything, right? So who knows? But that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Appreciate that, by the way. All right, Douglas, got your super chat, but I don't. Okay, here's your question. Olave for Pierce. I think this is a fair deal. This is like a high-end RB2 and a high-end wide receiver 2. Both have decent upside. Both have good floors. Kind of comes down to what do you need? Do you need the wide receiver or do you need the running back? This is a great trade. Win-win here. I don't know which guy you're getting. If you need the wide receiver, take Olave. If you need the running back, take Pierce. But this is a great trade for both sides. Do it. I assume you need one or the other, so do it. And then, just answered that. Thank you. Got it. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Jennifer, here's your question. All right, 12th team, who can I trade to get a better running back and who can I get? So she's got Pollard, Foreman, Herbert, Edwards, and White. You definitely need a running back upgrade. Waddle, Pittman, Palmer, Lazard, and Myers. So I'm probably looking to trade, Lazard coming off that nice game. He's got pretty good value right now. Again, I'd be looking to try to move Lazard for, maybe you can get Dameon Pierce, somebody like that. You're not going to get a stud like a Kenneth Walker and Etienne, a Saquon, or anything like that. But maybe you could get Lazard for Pierce, or maybe you could even package Lazard and Pollard and get Pierce. Or Lazard and Herbert and get Pierce, something like that. I'd be looking at, for a guy like that, or, maybe even, I don't know what your record is, but if you're okay, if you're 6-3, 7-2, 8-1, maybe try to trade Lazard for DeAndre Swift right now, because I do think he will get better. And, I still think he has upside. Or maybe you can even trade Lazard for Miles Sanders. A lot of people aren't very high on Miles Sanders, but he's an every week, set and forget kind of RB2. So I'd be looking to trade Lazard for somebody like that. But definitely got to get that running back room better. So hope that helps. All right, Villa, Herbert or Geno? Oh, this is tough. They're both in tough spots this week, and we know Herbert doesn't have any weapons. Wasn't very good against the Falcons. I think this week I got to go Geno. It's just hard to try. Unless Keenan Allen comes back or Mike Williams miraculously comes back, it's just hard to see the upside for Herbert. That was a great spot last week and didn't really do a whole lot. I know it's a tough matchup for Geno, but he's been playing well. I think I got to go Geno this week. Thank you for that, though. Appreciate it. All right, Chip Rockets. Can I buy low on Njoku and Herbert? If you mean Khalil Herbert, I definitely think you can buy low on Khalil Herbert. Njoku is going to be tough. It depends if the other person has a good tight end or not. The other person, the other person is, streaming Robert Tonyan or Will Dissly or just terrible tight ends like that and needs Njoku, it's going to be really hard. But if they have Kelsey or Andrews or Goddard or Kittle or somebody like that, then you could probably buy low on Njoku, yes. Thank you for that, though. I hope that helped. All right, Jesus, thank you. Here's his question. Hurts, Pierce, Swift, Robinson, Chuba, Waddle, Palmer, Pittman, Boyd, Juju, Muth, Fryer Goat, nice. Who do I trade to get a new running back? Record is 5-4. Well, you don't really want to give up Waddle because he's your only like really stud wide receiver. Look, I'll say this: Juju has been playing great. Will he keep it up? Maybe, but maybe not. This is a great time, I think, to trade Juju if you need to upgrade a running back. Maybe you can package Juju and Swift to somebody who still believes in Swift and get like a top 10, running back or a really good, maybe get like a Dalvin Cook. You might even be able to get Dalvin Cook straight up for Juju. I don't know, but package him with Swift or like a Kamara, like somebody like that who's like a low-end RB1, borderline RB1 type, high-end RB2 type, who you can just plug in, gives you a nice upgrade. I still think Swift can be better than those guys, but you're 5-4. You can't be sitting around waiting for Swift to get better. Like it might be 2 or 3 weeks. So if you can move Juju, maybe just try Juju straight up for one of those guys. Kamara coming off a down game. Dalvin Cook coming off a bit of a down game. Somebody like that, I would try that. If not, maybe throw in Swift if you need to and see if you can get a guy like that. Or maybe even a better running back than one of those guys. All right, Fergda, how's it going? Good to see you. Have Fields and Burrow. Should I pair one with Waddle to get Jefferson? I mean, yeah, if you can trade a quarterback and Waddle to get Jefferson and still have one of those quarterbacks, I'm doing it. Now, I personally prefer Burrow. I get it that Fields has been great recently. Maybe he keeps it up, but Burrow's been great too. Like Burrow's been awesome. Burrow has weapons. Burrow's the better real-life quarterback in the better situation. But you know what? If I have to trade Burrow and Waddle to get JJ, I'll do it. If I have to trade Fields and Waddle to get JJ, I'll do it. Either one, honestly, either one works for me. Give me that QB upgrade. Give me that wide receiver upgrade, and you don't really take a hit at quarterback much at all. Definitely do that. I would probably ask them, who do you prefer, Fields or Burrow? They're probably going to say Fields because Fields just went nuts, and everybody only cares about what happened last week. And then you just ride Burrow rest of the season. No big deal at all. All right, Luis Ortiz, start Olave or CD. I can never bench CD. I love Chris Olave. He was my rookie wide receiver 1. He's a stud. He's going to be a stud. He's going to have a great career. He's going to be a fantasy stud for the rest of his, well, not his life, but you know what I mean. But CD is one of those guys I just can never bench CD Lamb. He gets a huge target share. He's awesome. Dak looks all the way back. Plus, it is a tough matchup against Green Bay, but CD plays about 70% of his snaps out of the slot, which means he probably won't see a whole lot of Jair Alexander, which is good for him. So I still got to go CD. Thank you for that, though. All right, Ali, again, pick Rachaad White or Jordan Wilkins. Definitely Rachaad White here. I mean, I know Deion Jackson wasn't good last week, but he still played over 60% of the snaps, got the bulk of the carries, got 3 targets. It's going to be Deion Jackson for however long JT is out. It's going to be Deion Jackson. I haven't heard anything about Deion Jackson like potentially missing or being hurt. I didn't hear that. I think he's okay. But I would still prefer Rachaad White. He's got way more potential upside than Jordan Wilkins. All right, Josh Engel, how's it going? Thank you so much. Got Burrow, Kupp, Sutton, Patterson, Swift, Dulcich, and JT or Pittman and Flex. Ooh, boy. Yeah, you got to make some moves when you're 3-6. You definitely got to make some moves. I know it's tough to give up Kupp when you're maybe, man. I mean, you're 3-6. You got to win. You have to win. If you could trade Kupp and get a stud running back, like a really good running back, I don't know. Kenneth Walker's value is off the chart right now, but maybe if you can get like a guy like, let's see here, if you can get maybe you can get a Josh Jacobs, maybe you can get a Stevenson, maybe you can get an Etienne, but if you can get a guy like that plus a decent wide receiver in return, like an Allen Lazard, like a good starting wide receiver, I almost think you have to do it because you're 3-6. You got to start winning games, and you can't be having JT or Pittman in your flex. You're not going to win with JT or Pittman in your flex. So I know it's hard to trade Kupp, but if you can get a really, really good running back in return and a good wide receiver in return, when you're 3-6, you got to make moves like that to help out your team. You can't be taking zeros or getting 5 points in your flex. You're not going to win that way. So anyways, hope that helped. Good luck with that, by the way. All right, Anthony Hardman on the wire. I think he's been overlooked. I mean, I guess I'll keep overlooking him. Like, he keeps scoring touchdowns, but it's not like he's, racking up yards, racking up catches. Tony's only going to get more involved, probably. Like, yeah, I'll let other people have McCole Hardman if they want. Like, fine, you want to stash him, fine, but I'm just not picking him up personally. Eno at this point, you can drop Eno. I mean, look, he got 3 games without James Conner, and he only had 1 good game out of the 3. 2 absolute bombs. Like, this offense can't run the ball. The defense can't put him in positive game script. You can drop Eno Benjamin, definitely. All right, Greg Peterson, thank you. Was sent an offer today. They want Fields and Juju for Connor, Russell Wilson, and Algier. No, not enough. You're not really getting anything here. I mean, I don't think Russ is going to be any better than Fields this year. I'd prefer Juju over Connor or Algier. Like, honestly, like, Connor, he's fine. He's like a high floor, low end RB2, RB3 type. Algier, same thing. Juju's been great recently, getting the over 88 or more yards in the last 2 games with over 100 yards. He's getting a lot of targets. It's obvious that him and Mahomes are now finally on the same page. They're clicking. They don't run the ball there. I'm keeping Fields and Juju here. All right, looks like I'm back to caught up on the Super Chats. Thank you. So let's go back up here. Let's get through this. Real quick, we're about halfway through, guys. So just real quick, want to remind you, again, if you haven't already, hold on here. Check out our sponsor, Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code ENDGAME. Now get 20% off plus free shipping. Hey, maybe it's not even for you. Maybe you need like a Father's Day gift or Father's Day. Maybe you need like a Christmas gift for your dad or something, like not sure what to get them. Bam, there you go. 20% off, free shipping. Also, don't forget, we will be here on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern, 3 full hours answering your start-sit questions. So if you have start-sit questions, come join us for that. And if you want to support us while also getting access to things like our waiver wire pickups, our weekly rankings, and our private show, our Patreon-only show that we do on Sunday mornings, 2 hours prior to kickoff, where we have all the latest who's in, who's out, help you set those winning lineups, help you with those tough decisions. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/fantasyfootballendgame. It's only $4.99. It gives you a whole month of access. So it's like a streaming service, but it's better because it's fantasy football. Like, come on. You pay more for that on like a bunch of. I pay more for that on a ton of streaming services I don't even watch. So cancel one of those streaming services you don't even watch and sign up. It's way better than any streaming service. And of course, I get it. Don't have the money, don't want to spend the money, don't want to give some weird guy on YouTube money. Totally get it. Check out our Discord. Link in the description. Link in all our videos. It's completely free. Takes a minute to download. Takes a minute to sign up. In there, you can chat with us. You can ask us start sit, waiver wire trade, anything you want. So if you're the type, doesn't like to spend money or whatever, check that out. That is a free option. All right, let's get back to it. Like I said, about halfway through here. I try to get to as many as I can tonight. Circling back to the top here to the questions that I didn't get to so far. Okay, here we go. All caught up. All right, let's see here. And again, guys, I'm going to focus on waiver wire and trade questions tonight. Start sit will be on Saturday. All right, let's see. I did that one. Put this one up here. This looks like a big win. Pittman Jr. and Wilson Jr. for Lamb. Well done. That's a big win. Big win. Good job. All right, so here's a trade one from Danny. Is Kamara, DJ Moore, and Drake for Lamb, Pollard, and Mostert a bad trade? I don't think it's bad. I mean, I prefer Lamb over Kamara. Pollard and Moore are fairly close. Mostert and Drake are close. It sounds like Gus Edwards will be back after the bye. I don't think it's a bad trade. I mean, I know you're trying to trade away Kamara. I think Lamb's an upgrade over Kamara, and I think the other ones are close. So if you don't need Kamara, if you're trying to get rid of Kamara, I would take this deal. Like Pollard has potential. Lamb's awesome. I don't think it's a bad trade. I like it. Double Disky. I just traded Pitts and Devonta Smith for Higgins. Good. Definitely a good trade. If you have a tight end that you can play over Pitts, which right now looks like a lot of tight ends, sadly, it's a good trade because Higgins is a big upgrade over Smith. Like that trade for you. All right, Chrono. Komet and Rachaad White are on my waivers. Is it worth dropping Higbee and Herbert for them? I already picked up Justin Fields. Nice. Yeah, I will say one. It's hard to play Tyler Higbee because he's been so bad recently. But the Cardinals are so bad against tight ends. Like we just saw it last week with Noah Fant. Like they're so bad against tight ends. So I could see this being a Higbee week, but then you're probably never going to play Higbee again after this. So I would drop Higbee for Komet. Although maybe hold him for one more week. I don't know. It's close. I could see like Higbee. I could see him doing nothing or him having a crazy, surprising game because it's the Cardinals. But Komet probably going to be better long term. And then Herbert for Rachaad White is close. They're kind of both similar guys, right? Like they're stuck behind a running back who's not performing very well, but that running back continues to get the touches. Maybe one of them breaks out. I think at this point I would give White the edge to break out because, again, the Bucs are going to be on their bye next week. Coaches get together during the bye and they say, hey, look, maybe we got to stop handing off to Leonard Fournette. This guy's terrible, right? He's 2 yards per carry. Like, why is Leonard Fournette still getting carries? It's awful, but I'd want to try to keep Herbert if I could. If there's somebody else you could drop for White, I would prefer that. So, all right, got some more super chats here I saw come in. Make sure I didn't miss any. All right, I did that one. All right, so we got Omar Rios. Is this a fair trade? Chubb and Gabriel Davis for Mixon and Olave. It's fair. This is close. I mean, I definitely prefer Olave over Gabe Davis, but I probably prefer Chubb over Mixon. It's pretty close. We saw the Mixon regression hit hard last week. Like Mixon was due. He wasn't due for 5 touchdowns, but he was due. Like Mixon is getting incredible usage in this offense. I think I'll take the Mixon and Olave side just because like Mixon and Chubb are pretty close for me, but Olave to me is a big upgrade over Gabriel Davis. So I'll take the Mixon and Olave side. It's close, it's close, but I want that wide receiver upgrade. So I'm gonna go the Mixon and Olave side. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right, let's circle back up here. Where were we? Get to these questions. Sorry, guys. Scrolling up here, trying to figure out where I left off. All right, we did those. So right here, okay. All right, Michael Barton, how do we feel about Josh Jacobs? Is he my RB1? I mean, Jacobs, Etienne, they're both your RB1. Like, it's fine. You're good. You're good with those two guys. Don't even worry about it. We did that one. All right, so Gritty Boys. Trade Dameon Pierce and A.J. Brown for Aaron Jones and Adams. I can't do this. I mean, yes, you're getting the upgrade with Adams for A.J. Brown, but it's not a huge upgrade. Like, I think I had A.J. Brown. If you watched our rest of the season wide receiver video, I had Adams 5th, and I think I had A.J. Brown like 6th or 7th. I think it was 7th. It's not a huge upgrade. Aaron Jones battling some kind of foot injury in a terrible offense. Like, I don't think Aaron Jones and Dameon Pierce are really going to be that much different rest of the season. And Aaron Jones might be hurt. We don't know yet. So I think I'm just going to keep Pierce and A.J. Brown personally. It's not a terrible offer, but I'm going to keep the healthy running back and the wide receiver who's just right there with Devontae Adams. All right, here we go. Tarzan Trinidad trade Lockett for Dion. No, I mean only if you're just absolutely desperate at running back, and maybe Lockett is like your wide receiver 4 or 5, and he just sits on your bench every week. okay, then maybe I do it, but this doesn't feel like enough for Dion. Like you got to give up, like you got to get more than Dion for Lockett. Like, can you get Dion and maybe like a Pickens, somebody like that who has potential but hasn't done anything? Even maybe a Chase Claypool. I don't even like Chase Claypool, but at least he's got potential. Like, get something else here. Don't just give up Lockett for Dion. Now, if you're getting Lockett, I mean, do it because I assume you don't need Dion if you're gonna trade him for Lockett. All right, we got some more super chats. Let's get to those. Appreciate it from Anthony here. Tua, Kenneth Walker, Chubb, Ayuk, Cooper, Kelsey, Mooney, have T. Higgins, Ramondre, Aaron Jones on the bench. Wow, this is a good team because you're looking at Walker, Chubb, and Ramondre and Aaron Jones. So you're pretty good. You're very good at running back. You got Higgins, Amari Cooper, Ayuk, Mooney. So you're good at wide receiver. You're not loaded at wide receiver, but you're good. You got Kelsey, so you're stacked there, obviously. Maybe try to trade like Ramondre and Mooney, or maybe even Ramondre and Cooper, or maybe Ramondre and Mooney, and try to get an upgrade at wide receiver. Try to get like a Mike Evans, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, like somebody whose value is kind of low right now, but should be higher because with Walker, Chubb, and Aaron Jones, like, yes, Ramondre's been great, but when are you gonna play Ramondre? I mean, like, I don't know. So if you could package like a Ramondre and a Mooney and get, you might even be able to package those guys and get, I don't know, Jalen Waddle's coming off a big game, but maybe even an AJ Brown. He had like an okay game, not a huge game. So try to get like a wide receiver like that and really help your wide. Maybe Davante Adams just had a huge game, but somebody like that, one of the I think a top 10 wide receiver, a CeeDee Lamb, somebody like that. And really, fortify that wide receiver position, because that's all you really need. Like, you're stacked pretty much everywhere else. So, yeah, good job on that team. That's what I'd be trying to do. All right, George, trading Najee, Waller, and Ingram for Kupp. Like, if you're getting Kupp, huge win for you. Huge win. Like what does a person with Kupp like just not like the Rams? Like, what is going on here? Huge win for you. Good job. Good job. Huge win. All right, JK, flex one this week in PPR, CEH, Pollard, Henderson, or Palmer. It's close between Pollard and Palmer. I'm definitely not starting CEH or Henderson. I do like Pollard a lot this week. That the Packers, very good against the pass, not as good against the run. I don't think Zeke is going to be 100%. I do think Zeke will play. I don't think he'll be 100%. Pollard is explosive, has big playability. I think you can hit on a big play here. Palmer, it is the 49ers. It is a tough spot. I mean, I think I go slight edge to Pollard here. Slight edge to Pollard. But it is close. Definitely not the other two guys, though. All right, so George, again, 4-5, a 3-win streak. You're welcome. And now that you have Kupp, you're probably going to go on another 3-win streak with Kupp. So good job. Let's just ride it all the way to the championship. Great job there. That means you were 1-5 there. Well done. Well done. The worst I've ever come back from is 2-5. 1-5. That's impressive, man. Good job. Good job. All right, Blair Davis. Should I trade? What's up, Blair, by the way? Good to see you. Should I trade Pittman, Evan Ingram, Kirk Cousins, and Michael Carter for Jamal Williams, Mike Evans, and Dallas Goedert? My instinct is to say yes. And yes, you should. Definitely do this. You're getting, Jamal Williams, Michael Carter, I don't see a difference there. You're getting a huge tight end upgrade with from Evan Ingram to Goddard. You're getting a huge wide receiver upgrade from Pittman to Evans. Cousins, whatever. Just go. Kirk Cousins is on a lot of waiver wires. Like, you can find Kirk Cousins, like a quarterback like Cousins, on the waiver wire. Definitely do this. Do this deal for sure. Great trade for you. Upgrades all around. Good job. All right, looks like through the super chats again. So let's head back up here, get through as many of these as we can. Again, guys, going to go for a little less than an hour here, but get through a lot of questions tonight. All right, so we did that. All right, where were we at here? What? Okay, so Alex asking, who can I get with Deebo Samuel? Yeah, Deebo's tough because was hurt. Then the bye. His value's pretty low right now. I don't know what you're going to get for Debo at the moment. I mean, you could probably get like a Miles Sanders, somebody like that. But do you really want to trade Debo just to get Miles Sanders? I mean, I like Miles Sanders, but I'd rather get more for Debo. I'd rather wait this week and see how he does. The Chargers, I don't think it's going to be a game where Jimmy G has to throw a lot. I could see them using Debo out of the backfield quite a bit. They can just run all over the Chargers. So I'd wait and see what Debo does this week and then look to move him. I just don't think he has a lot of value at the moment. Like, you're just not going to get a lot for him. And I don't want to trade Debo, at low value just to trade him. All right. So again, guys, not doing start sit tonight if I don't have to. We do that on Saturday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., 3 full hours of start sit. So come back and join us then tonight. I'm going to be looking mostly for waiver wire and trade questions. So if I skip your start sit question, you know why. I'm not just ignoring you. I mean, I am, but I'm telling you why. Okay, so now Dustin asking, looking to trade Gabe Davis. This is the thing. If you saw my buy low wide receiver video, I said this is the time to trade for Gabe Davis because people are worried he's had 2 terrible games. Now they're worried about Josh Allen. You're not going to get a whole lot for Gabe Davis right now. You got to kind of hold him. Hope Josh Allen plays this week. I think if Josh Allen plays, Gabe Davis could have a big game. It's the Vikings. They'll give up the big play for sure. So if you got Davis, just roll him out there this week. Hope he goes off. Then you could try to trade him. All right, so I am holding Deion Jackson. I'm holding him wherever I have him. Like, unless there's somebody really good on your waiver wire, I'm holding him. Again, played over 60% of the snaps last week, 11 carries, 3 targets. And that was in an absolute blowout. They got smashed. Like, well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I guess it was close for the first half, but then they got blown out in the second half. So he's the guy. He's the guy. Now, no, he's not going to be like a league winner or anything, but he's going to be put him in your lineup, get you some points most weeks. Got a great matchup against the Raiders this week. I'm holding on to Deion Jackson personally, and I have him on like a ton of teams. I'm holding Deion Jackson. I mean, unless there's somebody really good on waiver wires, of course, but I'm holding Deion Jackson. All right, we got a super sticker from David. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's very generous of you. Appreciate it. And then we got a super chat from George. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. All right, 10-team PPR 8-1. Well done. Well done. Hurts, Etienne, Walker, Jefferson, Hill, Everett. I see why you're 8-1. You are stacked. Cooper in your flex. That's pretty nice. Pitts, Akers, Fields, Najee, Mooney, and Elijah Mitchell in your IR slot. Any changes on the bench? You can drop Akers 100%. Drop him. 5 carries for 3 yards last week? Drop Akers. Try to trade Fields right now. Try to trade Fields. You're never going to start Fields over Hurts. You're just never going to. People are desperate at QB this week. Go to the team that has Burrow, that needs a quarterback, or go to the teams who lost their quarterback and are desperate this week. Trade them. Get somebody. Make your stacked team even more stacked. Why not? Package Pitts. If they need a tight end, do it. But other than that, I think you're good. Just the only one, Najee may be droppable after this week. We'll see if Jaylen Warren really is the guy. But I think you can drop Akers for sure and grab somebody off waivers. But, man, this is a great team. Yeah, just basically this is a team. Just don't mess it up. Don't mess this team up. You're good. Good job building that team, by the way. All right, Mad Potter, we got a Dynasty question. Yes, love Dynasty. All right, is a 2023 or 2021 first-round pick fair for CMC? It depends. It's probably, in a vacuum, it's probably not enough. But if the team with CMC is in full rebuild and you're in full win now, it may work. I don't know. It doesn't feel like enough for CMC right now. It probably would have been enough for CMC in the offseason, but now that he's playing well and he's on the 49ers and he's healthy, probably not going to be enough. If you're in a win now team, maybe you can do like a 2023 first and a 2024 second. Maybe that'll do it. I don't know. But if you have CMC and you're trying to trade him away because maybe you're rebuilding, you have no chance, try to get both those first. I would try to get both the first, honestly, if I was trading away CMC, because his value is sky high again right now. He's on the 49ers and he's healthy. Take advantage of it. All right, Rye Raps went from 1-4 to 5-4. Well done, Rye Raps. Drop Renfro for Dynasty. Yeah, you could drop Renfro for almost anything. He's like Akers. Not giving you anything. You can drop Renfro. Even for a defense, I will drop Renfro, yes. And good job on that comeback. Keep it going. That's why you don't give up, guys. That's why you don't give up. You never know when you're going to go on a run. All right, Haagen-Dazs. What's up? Got offered Cheetah for D-Hop and Pierce. If you're getting Tyreek Hill, I do this. I'm assuming that Pierce is like your RB3 or RB4, and you're not going to be playing like Kareem Hunt or Khalil Herbert as your RB2. If that's the case, if Pierce is like your RB3, your RB4, again, maybe you went CMC Saquon, maybe you went CMC and then you Chubb or something like that, or whatever. Maybe you got Etienne in the third, or who knows, got Kenneth Walker off waivers, who knows. But if Pierce is like your RB3, RB4, do it, because Cheetah is a huge upgrade over D-Hop. And if you're never going to play Pierce, you might as well take the upgrade that's going to actually help your team, because it's not going to help your team Pierce scoring points on your bench. So, yeah, again, if Pierce is your RB3, RB4 type, definitely do it. All right, David Aguilar, what's up? Appreciate it. Got Pierce. Someone wants to trade me for Tony, Amari Cooper, and James Conner. I'm not. Someone wants to trade me for Tony. Are they giving you Tony, Cooper, and James Conner for Pierce? I'm not understanding this question. Someone wants to trade me. Because when you say for Tony, Cooper, and Conner, I feel like you have those guys. Or if you're getting Tony, Cooper, and Conner for Pierce, I definitely do that, because again, Cooper and Pierce, like high-end wide receiver 2, high-end RB2, so that's fair. You're getting Conner. You can play him if you need to. Tony still has potential. I do it. Again, I'm assuming that Pierce isn't like your every week, RB2 or something. In that case, you're getting the wide receiver upgrade. I do it. But I'm not sure if I'm understanding your question right, so let me know. You don't have to super chat. Just let me know down below if I'm understanding right, or clarify a little bit, because I might be confused on that. All right, we got Chase. 1 second, guys. Oh, a lot of talking when you're by yourself. All right, Chase. It's got trading Sun God and Kittle to get. Yes, definitely do this. I mean, I don't know who your other tight end is. I don't know who's on waivers, but you're getting the number 1, number 2 wide receiver in fantasy. You almost have to do this if you're getting Justin Jefferson. Figure it out at tight end if you have to. Stream, whatever you got to do. But this is just too much of a wide receiver upgrade to say no to. Yeah, I think you got to do that. All right, then let's see. So David's saying yes. So I think, okay, so you're confirming what I was saying. So yeah, I'll take Tony, Cooper, and James Conner, assuming again that Pierce isn't like your every week RB2. I'm going to assume you have, like the other question, he's your RB3, your RB4. Maybe you drafted him late. Maybe you drafted Walker late. Maybe you got Walker off waivers. I don't know. Maybe you made a great trade. If that's the case, I'll take the Tony, Cooper, and James Conner side. So thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Through the super chats again. Let's circle our way back up. Where were we here? I really wish. So I don't know. Just real quick, guys. I don't know if any of you use StreamYard or anything, but if you know any way to where I can like mark where I was or pick up where I left off, that would be great. I don't know if that's possible, but if you know, I'm not really too versed in it, drop a comment and let me know. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's see. Okay, Swift for Fields full PPR. I can't do this. I can't trade a potential elite running back for a quarterback. Like, at least get something back with Fields. Get like a handcuff running back or a decent wide receiver 3, something. Like, we have to remember. Now, I will say credit to the Bears and their coaching staff, and they're like what they call the mini bye, right? So they play on Thursday night and then they get 10 days off. During that time, they sat down, which is credit to them, and they said we can't have Justin Fields just be a pocket passer. We got to get him running more. Hey, credit to them. They did it and it's working. But we can't forget that through weeks 1 through 4, Justin Fields was one of, if not the worst fantasy QB there was. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm not ready to go like put my chips all in on Justin Fields being a league winner rest of the season. I think he'll be good, and the fact that he's running is great. It's great for his value. I think he'll be a top 10 QB rest of the season. But if Swift gets healthy and gets back to his usual workload, you're going to really regret trading Swift. So at least get somebody back, like, a wide receiver on their bench. Maybe they have like Tyler Lockett just sitting on their bench, or Alan Lazard just sitting on their bench, or maybe they have, Khalil Herbert just sitting on their bench, or somebody like that. At least get something else back. Don't just trade Swift just for Fields. I feel like that's too much to give up for a quarterback. All right, let's see. So again, I'm looking for trades and waiver wires. Okay, so here we go. Tight ends, would you drop Gesicki for Dulcich? Definitely. I mean, we see Gesicki, like, sure, every now and then he'll catch a touchdown, but not really involved. It's pretty much just the two wide receivers, right? So, yeah, I would definitely drop Gesicki for Dulcich, so appreciate that. Drop Everett for Dulcich. This is close. It's close. I mean, look, Mike Williams will be back at some point. Maybe Everett will actually, Keenan will actually somehow get healthy and get on the field. I mean, I might. It's close. I might do it. Dulcich feels a little bit safer than Everett right now, so I might do it. It's very close, though. Very close. All right, again, guys, if I see your start-sit question, I am going to pass them by, not because I don't like you or I'm ignoring you, but we do 3 straight hours of start-sit questions on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll answer a ton of them then. So I'm going to try to stick to just, waiver wire and trade type questions, because I know that's more pressing, especially the waiver wire. Let's see. All right, so here's a trade question from 215 Eagles. Should I trade Fournette, Tyreek Hill, and either Foreman or Dillon for Eckler and Evans, or St. Brown? So Fournette, Hill, Foreman, or Dillon for Eckler and Evans. So you're getting a huge running back upgrade. You're getting a wide receiver downgrade, although it's a downgrade, but I would prefer Evans over St. Brown. Like, St. Brown is fine, but Evans just has more upside. Man, it's tough to give up Tyreek Hill right now. He's been so good. But, man, getting Eckler is such a huge upgrade over Fournette. I think I'd do this if I'm getting Eckler and Evans. Not if I'm getting Eckler and St. Brown. If I'm getting Eckler and Evans, I do it. It's a drop-off from Hill to Evans, but Evans still has a ton of weekly upside. And, Fournette, I just don't see how it gets better for Fournette. Maybe it stays the same, but it's not going to get better for him. Eckler is a monster. That's a huge upgrade. Foreman, okay, yeah, whatever, but you're probably never going to play him, so I do it. I do it. Only if it's Eckler and Evans, though, not Eckler and St. Brown. It's not enough of a ceiling for me for St. Brown. But Eckler and Evans, I'll do it. Yeah, and whether it's Foreman or Dillon, doesn't really matter to me. All right, did get some more. Thank you for that, by the way. Did get some more super chats. Make sure I don't miss those. Where are we at here? All right, I know I'm going to mispronounce your name, so I'm not even going to try. Apologies. I don't want to butcher it. Sorry. All right, 10-team PPR's got Dak. Nice. Off waivers. Nice. Fournette, Aaron Jones, Cordero. Okay. Myers, Kirk, Keenan Allen, Evans, TJ Hawkinson. Got Metcalf, Palmer, and Likely. Who can I trade away? Yeah, you definitely need to do something here. I mean, your wide receivers, you're looking at what, Evans, Kirk, Metcalf probably most weeks. Oh, man, I mean, yeah. This is a team. See, the problem with this team, especially in a 10-team league, you need studs. You need studs. And you have good players, but you don't have studs, right? Like Fournette, Aaron Jones, Cordero Patterson, they're good running backs, but they're not studs. Jacoby Myers, Christian Kirk, Keenan Allen, Evans, Metcalf, they're good wide receivers, but they're not studs, right? They're not bona fide studs. So if you could package maybe Cordero Patterson, who has a ton of value right now, maybe package him with Christian Kirk, who had a good game, DK Metcalf, maybe even Mike Evans. Try to get a true stud, like a true stud, running back or a true stud wide receiver. Like, I don't know if you're going to get, I don't know. Maybe you could try to get like a Saquon Barkley or even like a Travis Etienne. I don't know if you're going to, but I would at least try. I would try. I mean, Cordero and Evans might be enough right now for one of those guys, or even like a stud wide receiver like Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs. People are kind of nervous about Stephon Diggs now with this Josh Allen thing. Not saying you're going to be able to, but man, it's worth a try. It's worth trying because you need studs to win in a 10-team league. You just have to have studs. So that's what I'd be trying to do. Hopefully I helped you out. Good luck with that. All right, and then we had James 18T trade Godwin for James Robinson and Rachaad White. No, I can't do that. Like, I know Godwin hasn't been great. He's been fine, right? He gets you like double-digit PPR week in and week out. That's about it. But, I mean, there's no guarantee that Rachaad White's going to take over. James Robinson, I know he had like that touchdown catch last week, but I'm not really banking on him doing anything. So you got Kupp, CD, Swift, Hunt, Hawkinson, Juju, Godwin, Boyd, Dobbins, Brady. Yeah, I know you need running back, but I'd like better running backs than these, especially from Godwin. Like, at least try to get, like I said, like here, try to get like a Miles Sanders, or even try to get like a Tony Pollard. I think Tony Pollard, or even maybe a Jeff Wilson, but somebody like that. Like, I wouldn't mind Tony Pollard. Like, I think Tony Pollard is a guy you can play as an RB2 every week. He's got upside. Zeke is terrible. He's banged up. I mean, I think Pollard's going to be a solid RB2 rest of the season. I'd rather get somebody like that than, these guys. So don't mind trading Godwin for the running back. You definitely need the running back help, but look more like I said, Pollard, Jeff Wilson. Who else here? His value just went way up. Yeah, I don't know. See, running backs just fall off a cliff, man. Like, I'm looking at the running backs, they just fall off a cliff. But I like Pollard. I like Jeff Wilson. Maybe you can get Miles Sanders for Godwin. I'd be trying to do that. But, yeah, that's about it. I mean, running back is just a wasteland, man. Running back, terrible. Terrible this year for running backs. All right, let's keep it going here. Thank you for that, by the way. Back up here, try to figure out where I was. Mr. Jones, Chris Thomas. All right, where was I here? I think I was right here. All right, so Super Nugget 98. Should I trade Pittman and Hines for T. Higgins? Definitely. If you can get rid of Pittman and Hines and get T. Higgins, you do that. No doubt about it. Easy money. Do that all day. All right, Ape Snake, whatever. Hubbard and Warren on waiver. Drop Brian Robinson. You could drop Brian Robinson for either of them. I guess right now I got to prioritize Warren just in case. I'm just not expecting much from Chuba Hubbard. He's still going to be behind Foreman. Yeah, I would prioritize Warren for now and see what happens this week. Kupp and Aaron Jones for Eckler. This feels like an overpay to me. Like, the Kupp for Eckler should be the trade, right? Like, if one team needs a wide receiver and one team needs a running back, it should be Kupp for Eckler. You shouldn't have to throw in Aaron Jones. Now, if someone's willing to give you Kupp and Aaron Jones for Eckler and you don't, maybe you're good at running back and you're hurting at wide receiver, then sure, take it. But this should really just be Kupp for Eckler. That's a fair trade. All right, Max Petrini, Jacobs and Hopkins for Diggs and Etienne. I mean, Diggs and Etienne side all day. I think right now we got to say Etienne's going to be at least as good as Jacobs, if not better. And Diggs is definitely better than Hopkins. So Diggs and Etienne side for sure there. Ernesto, Pittman for Olave. If you can get Olave for Pittman, you do that right now. Do it in a heartbeat. Look, Pittman is an awesome player. He's an awesome wide receiver, but he's stuck in a situation with a quarterback that shouldn't be playing and a team that's not trying to win. It's like, what can you do? What can you do? If you can get rid of Pittman, you got to get rid of Pittman. So definitely take Olave. All right, we got some more super chats here. Make sure I didn't miss any. All right, Ralphie again. Thank you. Just got offered Pittman and Trevor Lawrence for my Justin Fields. I have Hurts anyway, so I'm good. But I mean, why Lawrence? You already have Hurts. He's already had his bye. You're never gonna play Lawrence. And okay, like you're getting Pittman, but Pittman almost feels borderline unstartable at this point. I still think you can get more. Don't get a quarterback. You have Hurts. He's had his bye. The only time you're gonna play Lawrence is if Hurts gets hurt. And if Hurts gets hurt, you're screwed anyway. So yeah, just try to get somebody better than Pittman for Justin Fields. I like where you're thinking. I like your thinking, but I think you can do better than Pittman. Don't get a quarterback. Just get a wide receiver or a running back who's fairly decent. But I like where you're going with it. Keep working on it. You're close. All right. Back to where we were. Let's see here. Got about 30 more minutes, guys. Real quick, just want to remind you again. Don't forget our sponsor, Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code ENDGAME. You get 20% off everything plus free shipping. Check it out. I've been using it. All the products are great. Stand by them 100%. No doubt. Also, don't forget, if you want to join us on Sunday morning, 2 hours before kickoff with all the latest who's in, who's out, help you set those lineups. Plus, get access to our waiver wire pickups and our weekly rankings for only $4.99. Get you that for an entire month. It's like a streaming service, but better. Check it out, patreon.com/fantasyfootballendgame. And of course, you can join our free Discord server. Link in the description, link in all our videos. Minute to install, a minute to sign up. Ask questions in there. Pierre and I are in there. Lots of other smart people. Awesome place to be. Definitely check that out if you haven't. All right, final 30 minutes here. Let's get through as many of these as I can. Again, spend so much time trying to figure out where I was. Wish there was a way. Okay, here we go. Here's where I was. All right. Again, guys, if I see a start sit question, I'm going to pass it by. Don't forget Saturday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern, 3 full hours of answering start sit questions. You can join us then. Do I think Wilson takes over the backfield? I think he takes it over as far as like 1A to 1B. I don't think it's going to be like, when Breece Hall took it over from Michael Carter, when Etienne took it over from James Robinson, but I think it's going to be more like a Jeff Wilson, more of the 1A. So yes, I guess in that sense, he'll take it over. All right. All right. Abelix here. Trade Michael Pittman and Mixon for Jamar Chase, Madison, Foreman, Moore. I think I do this. Like, yeah, it hurts giving up Mixon, but man, when Jamar Chase comes back, that's such a huge upgrade over Pittman. You can at least, start Foreman if you have to. DJ Moore is startable. You got Cook and Ramondre, so I guess you don't even have to start Foreman. Mixon could, you don't really need Mixon. I think I'd do this because when Jamar Chase comes back, you get a huge upgrade at wide receiver. You can start DJ Moore over Pittman in the meantime. Now you got Madison for the potential handcuff. Yeah, I do this. Rest of the season, Kirk Cousins to her. I still got to go with Herbert. I mean, if nothing else, Mike Williams will be back. And look at Herbert's schedule after this week. It's like every matchup is almost like you can't bench him. Other than like week 17, I think he has a tough matchup. But by then, it's like you're in your fantasy championship. You're ride or dying with Herbert at that point. So I still got Herbert over Cousins rest of the season. All right, let's keep it going. All right, Jacob Jones, would you trade Mixon for A.J. Brown? So, again, this is a fair trade. This is how trades should be. One team needs a running back. You need a wide receiver. You got Pittman sucking as your wide receiver too. Yes, he has been sucking as your wide receiver too. A.J. Brown is a stud wide receiver. Mixon's a stud running back. You trade them. It works for both teams. Great trade. Do it. Yes, definitely do it. And you got Etienne and Chubb. Definitely do this. This is how trades should be done. Well done. All right, we got some more super chats here. So we got Lantre. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Very generous of you. Appreciate it. What can I do to make my roster better for the playoffs? And by the way, guys, it's a good time to mention we will start posting videos like handcuffs to stash for the playoffs, players that have the best playoff schedules that you can go try to make moves for. Those videos are going to start coming out, so start paying attention in the upcoming weeks. Definitely going to get you ready for the playoffs. But anyways, let's take a look at Lontre here. Got Herbert, got Foreman, JT. I'm impressed that you are going to make the playoffs with Foreman and JT. I'm very impressed. You got Lazard, you got Pittman. Wow. Okay, you got Freiermuth, Palmer, Daniel Jones, AJ Dillon, Gus Edwards, Kareem Hunt, Odell, Tunyon. I mean, maybe this is is this a really deep league, like a 16-team league? Because I'm impressed that this team is making the playoffs. This is, impressive. You definitely need to do some things to make your roster better. Because I don't know if you heard me talking about earlier, I'm very nervous about JT getting shut down. Like Foreman is fine, but he's more like your RB2. You don't really have a wide receiver 1. Man, yeah. Boy, I don't know. I don't really see a lot you could do here because JT doesn't have a lot of value right now. Pittman doesn't have any value right now. Like Lazard has some value. Palmer, I guess, has some value. Oh man, this is tough. You don't really have a lot to go off of here because, like Pittman and Jonathan Taylor, their value is tanked. I mean, maybe if Aaron Jones is out, you could trade Dillon to somebody who is desperate and get an upgrade at wide receiver or running back. But man, I don't know. Is this this got to be like a 16-team league, right? Man, I mean, maybe you could package Palmer and JT to like the first place team, or maybe the first place team still believes in JT, and you can get like a decent RB for him or wide receiver for him. But I gotta be honest, nothing is jumping out to me as far as like what you can really do with this team. So I don't know. Maybe try to sell JT. You got to try to sell JT or Pittman while you can, but not really sure what you can get. So yeah, I wish I could help you more than that, but man, this is tough because you don't really have a lot. Like Allen Lazard might be your best piece here, and you don't really want to trade Allen Lazard because he's your best piece right now, sadly. So yeah, I don't have a lot for you. Maybe try to trade Jonathan Taylor to the first place team. Like I said, maybe they still believe. Try to get a decent running back or a decent wide receiver in return that you can play. But man, you're gonna have to smoke and mirror it, I think, unfortunately there. So yeah, good luck. Good luck to you. Hopefully you can pull something off there. And then Mike, welcome back, Mike. Trade Tyler Boyd for Najee. I think I got to keep Tyler Boyd right now. We're hearing reports that, look, it's still early. We don't know, but there's rumblings that maybe Jaylen Warren's going to be the starter, or maybe at least they're going to play Jaylen Warren more. So I can't be trading for Najee right now. No way. It's just too risky. I think I just keep Tyler Boyd. All right, guys. All right, we got about 20 more minutes. Let's see how many of these I can get through here in 20 minutes. Appreciate you guys sticking around, hanging out with me tonight. Hopefully helping you guys out here. Let's see, where were we? I think we were past that. I think we're right here with Mr. Jones, Counting Crows. All right, 8-1. John Iron. Didn't I do this one earlier? Maybe not. Okay, 8-1. PPR, Dak, Lenny, Etienne, Jefferson, Boyd, Ertz, Thielen, Dallas D. Got Thielen, Mike Williams, Odell, Schultz, Deshaun Watson, Elijah Mitchell on IR need moves to make. I would say, like, you definitely need, like, you probably want to get that running back upgraded. Maybe now's that you could trade Lenny. Maybe package Lenny and like Ertz or Lenny and Schultz to a team who needs a running back, needs a tight end, which is a lot of teams right now. And see if you can get an upgrade at running back, or maybe package like Lenny and so you don't really have a lot at wide receiver either. Or maybe Deshaun Watson, like you have Dak, you can just ride Dak rest of the season. He's already had his bye. Trade Deshaun Watson to a team who needs a quarterback. See if you can get a wide receiver. See if you can get a running back, something like that. Yeah, you need wide receiver and running back help here, right? You need at least like a solid RB2. Although I mean maybe Lenny can continue to be a solid RB2, but you definitely need like a solid wide receiver too. I mean, I know Mike Williams coming back at some point, but it'd be nice to have somebody else in the meantime. So go to teams that are desperate at QB. People are starting to think about Deshaun Watson right now because he's coming back soon. See if you can make a move for him. All right, we did get some more super chats. Thank you guys. So we got Jeff. Thank you. Need to shake it up 3 and 6. Yep, got to shake it up for sure. PPR 2 flex. You got Fields and Herbert, Eckler, Swift, Robinson, Evans, Waddle, Olave, Pickens, and Mike Williams. So here's what I'm going to say. Look, Fields has a ton of value right now. I know you probably want to roll with Fields, but man, if you could trade Fields and get a better RB2, like if you could trade Fields and get Miles Sanders, or you could trade Fields and get Tony Pollard plus like maybe a decent wide receiver in return, just roll with Justin Herbert. I mean, like he's not going to keep, like, remember when Lamar Jackson dropped like 40 for 2 straight games and everybody's like, he's going to drop 40 for every point, like every game. Like we see how this works. He's not going to like, you know, be Josh Allen the rest of the season or something. He's going to be good, but people are going crazy for Justin Fields right now. So if you could trade Justin Fields and get, like I said, like a solid RB2, like a Miles Sanders, maybe even get like a Miles Sanders and I don't know. Well, you don't really need wide receiver. You're good at wide receiver. Or maybe you can even package like Fields and DeAndre Swift and get like a stud running back. Like I said, like maybe you can get, I mean, look, we get questions for people who have teams where they have like CMC, Saquon, Etienne, and Kenneth Walker. Like they don't need all those running backs. You might be able to trade Fields and Swift and get Kenneth Walker or something. Like try it. You have to do something. Like just go to all your leagues. Go to every team in your league. Look for a team that needs a quarterback, has good, like 3 or 4 good running backs. Offer them Fields for one of those running backs. You never know. If they say no, reach out to them. Say, hey, is there a running back you'll give me for Fields? You know, you never know. That's what I would be doing. You can't get by with Swift right now as your RB2. Not for right now. Maybe in a few weeks, maybe in 2 weeks, but not for right now. And you're 3 and 6. You got to win this week. That's what I'd be doing. Thank you for that, by the way. Hopefully that helped. All right. Circling back up here. So we just did that one. GRM Daft trade Taylor or Marquise Brown. I'm going to assume you meant for Marquise Brown. If you could trade Jonathan Taylor and get Marquise Brown, I'd do it. At least we can feel very confident Marquise Brown will come back. And look, Marquise Brown was great when he was healthy. Jonathan Taylor was not. So I would take Marquise Brown, yes. All right, let's keep it going. Jay Resume, Jeff Wilson worth the number 1 claim? I don't think so, because there's no guarantee that he's going to pull away from Mostert. It could still be 50-50. This isn't a team that's like super run heavy anyways. I'd rather save it for down the road. There's going to be more. Somebody's going to pop up like last year. Remember Jeff Wilson, Rashad Penny. Somebody's going to pop up down the stretch that's going to be an absolute league winner. I don't want to give up my number 1 for Jeff Wilson, who may or may not take over that backfield. All right, let's keep it going here. We did that one. Off the chain, drop Deion Jackson for Odell. I mean, if you're really good at running back and you don't need Deion Jackson, okay, sure. But I'm still holding Deion Jackson. He still looks like the guy in Indy for whatever that is worth. He's still a guy you can play in good matchups. So let's say here, you have Patterson, Swift, Jones, and Pollard. Yeah, I mean, in this case, okay, you could probably drop Deion Jones. You're probably never starting him over any of those guys. So, okay, in this case, yeah, go for it. It's fine. All right, let's see. Drop Taysom for yes. I mean, what are we really? What are we expecting from Taysom at this point? Like, nah, you can drop Taysom for Donovan Peoples-Jones, definitely. All right, let's keep it going here. Again, guys, if I see a start sit question, I'm not going to answer it. I'm looking for waiver wire trade questions tonight. We do our start sit on Saturdays from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. for 3 hours. Here's an interesting one, though, from PJ. If you have Cup, does it mean you're locked into Stafford over Garoppolo? Not at all. Not at all. Like, no, I don't need to stack. If Garoppolo has a better matchup, I like him more, I'll play him. If Stafford has a better matchup, I like him more, I'll play him. Definitely not locked into Stafford just because I have Cup. Buddy, time to dump Higbee. I think so. I do have a little worry that this could be a good Higbee week because the Cardinals are so bad against tight ends. But, man, he's barely been involved. So if you want to gamble and see if he can pay off in a good matchup, go for it. But you can mostly drop Higbee, yes. All right, so Anthony asking, who would I rather have rest of the season at QB? So I'll tell you right now, and I'm sure not a lot of people will agree with me, but I know a lot of people didn't agree when I said, like, this player over this player. And then, anyways, definitely Josh Allen, assuming he's healthy, of course. Definitely Jalen Hurts. Definitely Patrick Mahomes. Definitely Lamar Jackson. Definitely Joe Burrow. I got Joe Burrow higher. Then you get to the guys like Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Tua. Kind of looking here, am I forgetting anybody? And Fields. Fields would kind of be in that second group for me. I don't know. I'd probably have him lowest out of that group. Again, the guy was like QB 31 or something the first 4 weeks. I'm not just jumping all in after 3 weeks. Look, go back to week 3. Go back to after week 3. Look at all the guys who were crushing it in fantasy football after week 3 and now aren't really doing anything. There's a ton of them. 3 weeks is a very small sample. Guys get hot for 3 weeks. I'm not betting on a guy who's been nothing but bad for basically, all the end of last year and the beginning of this year over 3 weeks. I still have him in the top 10. Like, I would take him over, like, guys like Cousins, guys like Geno, guys like Stafford, probably Herbert, just because he doesn't have any weapons right now and he hasn't looked very good. Definitely over Goff or Brady. I mean, Stafford, those kind of guys, Russell Wilson. But for me, it's like he's probably around like that QB8, QB9 range for me, something like that. All right, let's keep it going here. I did those. Where are we at here? All right, so we got this one from King Davis. Jonathan Taylor and DK Metcalf for Debo. This is like DK and Debo for me are kind of close right now. Like, DK's been playing well. Geno's been playing well. Jonathan Taylor, I mean, I'd probably take the DK and JT side just because I don't feel like DK and Debo are that far off. And maybe Jonathan Taylor plays and maybe he gets better. I'll take the gamble. So I want the JT and DK side. Thoughts on Waddle for Pierce if I'm weak? I feel like Pierce isn't quite on Waddle's level. I get it that you're weak at running back. Can the guy at least throw in like a wide receiver he's got just sitting on his bench? Like, maybe he's got like Tyler Lockett just sitting on his bench, or Allen Lazard just sitting on his bench, or even like Tyler Boyd just sitting on his bench. Can he throw in somebody? I feel like I'd prefer Waddle over Pierce in a vacuum. I get it. It's not a terrible trade, right? You need a running back. He needs a wide receiver. Not a terrible trade. I would just like to get a little more back. Joshua, trade Damian Pierce for Devontae Adams. I mean, this is a way over. Like, I definitely want Devontae Adams here. This is too much to give up for Pierce. I don't know if you're getting Adams or not, but big time want the Adams side here. Big time on the Adams side. All All right, Jay Resume, Ertz and Gabe Davis for Hopkins. If you're getting Hopkins, definitely do this. I still view Hopkins as a high-end wide receiver too with upside. Davis, yeah, he has that weekly ceiling, but he also has that terrible floor. Ertz is fine. You can just stream tight end if you need to, or maybe you have a tight end on your bench. If you're getting Hopkins, I do this, definitely. Best defensive stream this week: Saints, Titans, Broncos, or Giants. I like Giants the best, with Titans second out of that group. And then Broncos would be third for me. That would be my order. Gavin Gappa, trade Swift for JT. I want Swift. At least Swift is playing. Dan Campbell already said going to ramp him up more. He came out of the game fine. I mean, which he should. He barely played, he barely touched the ball. Going to ramp him up more. I think that continues. Still worried JT gets shut down. I'll take Swift. All right, I think we might have gotten... Yeah, we got some more super chats. Want to make sure I don't miss some. All right, well, Jeff's saying appreciates advice. Thank you. Appreciate you, Jeff. And then Vic TX361 again. Full PPR, Kamara, Etienne. Got to have Etienne. Etienne looks like a stud. I mean, it's hard to remember that, well, I don't know if he should have been a first-round pick, but he was because Urban Meyer. But this guy was an elite prospect. He's a great player. He's explosive. He missed the whole first season with a foot injury, so he's basically a rookie. It took him a few games to get up to speed, but he looks all the part right now. I mean, Kamara's fine, but I look at Kamara as more of like, that borderline RB1, RB2 type. Etienne, stud, rest of the season. Definitely prefer Etienne. All right, let's keep it going here. Get through some more. Where was I? I think I was right here. Yep, did that one. Let's see. Tony, would you trade Mike Evans for Olave and Njoku? I mean, only if you're desperate at tight end. I'd still prefer Evans, and I don't know who your other tight end is or who your tight end would be. But I'd still prefer Evans and just whatever tight end I had to play, honestly. All right, trade away T. Higgins for St. Brown and Pierce. I do this. I do like Higgins a lot, but look, St. Brown, another guy I look at as like a high-end wide receiver 2 with upside. Pierce, a high-end RB2. I think that's too much for Higgins. This is a great return for Higgins. I think you got to do this. Definitely do this, NB, for sure. Justin, drop Mostert for Dylan. I don't know. I mean, only if Aaron Jones is out, and only if Aaron Jones is going to miss like weeks. Like, it already sounds like he might even play this week. I'm not dropping Mostert for Dylan for possibly 1 week of AJ Dillon's been terrible this year, not just in fantasy, but in real life. He's been terrible. He's like one of the least explosive runners, like one of the leaders in runs that have gone for 1 yard or less. He's been really bad. So I'd rather hang on to Mostert rest of the season and hope, he does hold on to the job or something. Dylan just doesn't do it for me. So only if we find out that Aaron Jones is going to miss multiple weeks, and we're probably not going to find that out tonight. So I'm just going to keep Mostert. All right, so John asking, would you trade Olave or Ayuk for Jacobs? I would, in a vacuum, I would prefer Jacobs. If I can trade one of those guys for Jacobs, I would do it. Olave is definitely more fair for Jacobs. I don't think either is really fair for Jacobs, but if you're getting Jacobs for one of those guys, definitely do it. And if you want to, like, Olave, more fair, in my opinion. Freddie asking, needs to upgrade wide receiver. What level of value of wide receiver does Kelsey bring? A pretty high one. You should be getting like a top 10 wide receiver. I mean, Kelsey pretty much is a top 10 wide receiver at tight end, right? A guy puts up like 15 to 20 fantasy points every single week. So you better be getting like a stud, like I said, like Devontae Adams. Like, I don't know if you're going to get Tyreek Hill, Diggs, Jefferson, Kupp, or that, but if you can get like Devontae Adams, you better be getting like an A.J. Brown, a CeeDee Lamb. Like, you better be getting a stud for Travis Kelce for sure. Don't trade him for just a good wide receiver. All right, guys, got about 5 more minutes here. Going to try to get through as many of your questions as I can. Appreciate you guys sticking on with me. Let's keep going here. Nick H. Wandale or Rondale. I'm assuming you mean for waiver wire. I'm going Rondale. He's been more involved. They pass a ton in Arizona. I'm going Rondale. Again, I'm not sure if you're asking on waiver wire, but I gotta prefer Rondale. I mean, Pittman it's just such a bad situation. So bad. All right, so Lalo's saying, I just traded Fields and I get Mike Williams. See, I like this, especially like if you already have a stud quarterback like Jalen Hurts or somebody like that, because maybe you picked up Justin Fields for the bye, and you can be without Mike Williams for a week or two. Mike Williams has been great in fantasy, has an incredible schedule after this week. Just one of the best wide receiver schedules for the rest of the season. This is how you do it. Get a high upside wide receiver 2 for a quarterback you probably don't need. Well done. I like that a lot. Well done. Whoops. All right. Mikey McGee. Kamara and Pierce for Swift and St. Brown. This is close. This comes down to if you believe, okay, you're 8-1. I get it. You can wait for Swift to get fully healthy and be a world beater, hopefully. St. Brown for Pierce feels very fair to me. I like this deal if you're getting the Swift St. Brown side. Since you're 8-1, you can wait on Swift. You don't need to win this week. Take a chance that he gets healthier, gets more involved, and gets back to what we saw earlier in the season, like a league-winning running back. I like it for you because it just looks like Kamara is just going to be what he is the rest of the season, right? Like he's going to be good, but he's not going to be like the old Kamara who won leagues. All right, we got a super chat from Martin. Appreciate you. So drop Higbee for Njoku, 100%. I would drop Higbee for Njoku. Even if Njoku, we know when Njoku comes back, what he was doing, his involvement in this offense. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And then took advice, traded Godwin and Davis for JT. Well, I'm going to assume that was many, many weeks ago. Hopefully he comes back. I don't know. That one might not work out for you, but I would definitely drop Higbee for Njoku. Definitely. All right, let's try to get to a few more here before we wrap up. Just saw this from General Bacon. No, not ignore. We always throw you up here, General Bacon, because that cool name, General Bacon. But I haven't even seen your comment yet, to be honest. Just trying to get through the ones that were in first come, first serve. That's all I'm trying to do. Again, it's kind of weird on the StreamYard here because the way it works. But anyways. All right, so I think this is where we were at. Yeah, we did the Kamara, Pierce, Swift trade up here. So right here is the Sexy Medic. Hey, you missed my waiver. Drop Murray or Geno for Fields. You could drop Geno for Fields, but I'm not dropping Kyler Murray for Fields. Like, Kyler Murray has been real life bad, but he's been fantasy great. I'm not dropping Kyler Murray for Fields. Remember, Kyler Murray's going to get Marquise Brown back here soon. That defense just makes him throw the ball so much. I'm not dropping Murray. I'll drop Geno for Fields, but not Murray. Again, looking for wow. Should I trade James Robinson for St. Brown? I mean, if you can get St. Brown for James Robinson, you do that in a heartbeat. Don't even question. Just yes, take St. Brown over James Robinson all day long. Now, if you're giving James Robinson, no, keep St. Brown for sure. All right, here's a biggie. Jose, should I trade Josh Allen and CMC for Jacob, Stevenson, and Chubb? I'm 8-1. I mean, well, here's my question. Can you play all those running? Are you even going to be able to start all those running backs? Like, I mean, maybe you could flex one, but man, you're giving up the QB1 and potentially the running back one. Look, I like Chubb. I like Jacobs. I like Stevenson, but you're 8-1, and you have the best running back and the best quarterback. This is a great offer for those guys, but I think I just stick with CMC and Allen. Like, you're 8-1. You don't need. You're getting like. I mean, those guys are great, no doubt about it. But you have such an advantage at QB and at running back that I think I just stick with Allen and CMC. You're 8-1, man. You don't need to make a move like this. You're good. You're good. All right, let's see. We did that one. Still just looking here, guys. And again, I see a lot of like, what can I get for this guy or what to do with this guy? Those are kind of tough questions to answer because you never know how your league values them. So here we go. Z, drop Deion to pick up James Robinson. I'd honestly rather just have Deion Jackson. Like, James Robinson at worst is going to be in some kind of split with Michael Carter. It's not a good, like, it's not I guess the Colts aren't really a good run offense either, but at least we know Deion's pretty much the guy. I'd rather just stick with Deion personally. All right, so Humberto, thank you for the Mooney start. Yes, he had a good week. I think he has another one this week. But anyway, should I pick up Darrell Henderson off waivers or secure Gus Bus? I would go Gus Bus. I just don't see a path for Henderson. It's only getting more crowded. Kyron Williams is going to come back. For whatever reason, they keep giving Cam Akers touches, even though he's awful. I'd rather take a chance on Gus Bus. Yeah, go with Gus Bus. All right, let's do a couple more here, and then I got to get going, guys. Let's see. All right. Again, I'm looking for waiver wire or trade type of questions. Do a couple more here. All right, should I trade Godwin and Judy for Olave and Hollywood? I would prefer Olave and Hollywood. Like, Godwin and Judy are fine, right? They're like fine. You're going to start them, but Olave is just as good as those guys. And when Hollywood comes back, I think he'll be better than those guys. So if you don't need both those wide receivers, like if you're only starting one of those guys every week, like if you're only starting Godwin or Judy, just play Olave. He's just as good, if not better than those guys. And then you'll get Hollywood back. So I take the Olave and Hollywood side. All right, here's a waiver wire one. Should I drop either Everett or Muth for Dulcich? No. Muth, for me, top 10 tight end rest of the season at worst. Remember, they traded Chase Claypool. He was already getting a crazy target share. It's only going to go up. I love the Friar Goat rest of the season. Do not drop him. Maybe you could drop Everett for Dulcich, but not Freiermuth. Not Freiermuth. So I did that one. Did these? See, this is what I mean. Now I'm like, I did these, so I missed the other ones. Yeah, I'm all over the place with the StreamYard. All over the place. All right, let's get to a few more. Wait, did I just see... Hold on, guys. All right, a couple more here. All right, Joseph wants to know Amari Cooper and Sanders for Mixon. I think it's fair. It comes down to what you need. Like, if you really need wide receiver help, then I would take the Cooper and Sanders side. I mean, obviously Mixon is better than Sanders, but Cooper is an every week upside wide receiver 2, and Sanders is a running back 2. You can just plug and play. So if you're really struggling at wide receiver, sure, but I probably kind of prefer Mixon. CD for Chase. This is an interesting one. So this comes down to, again, your team. When healthy, I certainly prefer Chase. Are you a team that's 8-1, 9-0, 7-2, and you can potentially wait for Chase to get back? Then sure, do it. But if you're a team that's like fighting for a playoff spot, I think you got to keep CD and keep getting those points from him. You can't. We don't know how long Chase is going to be out, so. That's my take on that one. And then Randy, Waddle and JT for Tyreek Hill. If you're getting Tyreek Hill, definitely do this. JT, again, I'm not expecting much from JT. Waddle's been great, but Tyreek's been better. I would take Tyreek here. And then Mike, drop one. Everett, Freiermuth, or Schultz. Definitely Everett for me if I'm dropping one of these guys. I like Schultz a ton rest season. I like Freiermuth a ton rest season. If you're dropping one of those guys, drop Everett. And then we'll end with this because they do got to get going, guys. Supreme's message is Jeff Wilson Jr. worth a waiver. Absolutely. I wouldn't spend like a number one on him, but he's definitely worth a claim. Looks like he will be the lead, at least like the 1A in that backfield. It's a great, situation. Always chances to score. So definitely. So, all right, guys. There we go. Hope that helped you out. 2 straight hours of waiver wire and trade questions. Some start-sit questions in there. Again, want to remind you guys, don't forget, check out our sponsor, Manscaped, right there. 20% off. Use code ENDGAME, manscaped.com. 20% off free shipping. Awesome products. Highly recommend them. Also, if you want to support us and get cool stuff, you can join our Patreon. Patreon.com/fantasyfootballendgame. Only $4.99 per month. Better than any streaming service you have. You get access to things like our waiver wire pickups, our weekly rankings, plus our Sunday morning live show that we do for Patreons only 2 hours before kickoff. We get you the latest who's in, who's out, get you all the latest information to set those lineups perfectly so you take home the W. Again, if money's not your thing, you're spending money for some weird guy on YouTube, not your thing, totally get it. You can join for free in our Discord server. Link in the description here. Link in the description of every single one of our videos. Quick to install, quick to sign up, totally free. Get in there. I'm in there all the time. Pierre's in there as much as he can be. Lots of other really sharp, smart people in there that can help you out. So check that out. And again, guys, appreciate you so much tonight. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Appreciate you all. Don't forget, we will be back on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. 3 straight hours of start-sit questions. And don't forget, right now, in like the next couple of minutes, we're going to be dropping our running back start-sit video. So if you have some start-sit questions, check it out. Wide receiver tomorrow morning, quarterback, tight end tomorrow night, plus everything else. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you all on Saturday.